Parents found out I'm well off after my brother hired a private investigator, and now they are treating me like I'm their golden child. For 15 years, they thought I still worked at that comic shop that closed in 2017. Every Sunday, I'd drive 2 hours each way to their place for dinner. 4 hours of my weekend gone. And for what? To sit there while my brother Rick bragged about selling SUVs, and my parents asked when I was finally going to grow up and get a real job like him. I'm 38 years old. Here's what they didn't know. I'm the CTO of a tech startup valued at $12 million. I personally hold 7 figures in assets from when my first company got bought out 6 years ago. The stock options alone set me up for life. I've got investment properties in 3 states, but I still drive my 2009 Saturn with 170k miles, and I live in a normal 2-bedroom house, so nobody ever asked questions. My brother's always had this mentor to the disabled attitude around me, like I'm mentally deficient, and he's doing charity work by giving me life advice. Most of his wisdom is just bragging about his boat, or his wife, or how his sons are both in travel baseball. My parents eat it up. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there being told I need to be more ambitious while I'm literally signing off on quarterly reports worth more than his annual salary. The whole thing started falling apart last month. My niece Emily turned 13, and she's into gaming. She's a good kid, and she reminds me of myself at that age. Shy, into nerdy stuff, doesn't fit the family mold. So I bought her a custom gaming PC for her birthday. Nothing crazy, maybe $400 in parts. I built it myself. Her eyes lit up when she opened it. My brother pulled me aside after cake and said that was inappropriate, that I was trying to buy her affection because I don't have kids of my own, that if I had $400 to throw around on toys, maybe I should focus on getting my life together first. I just walked away. 2 weeks later, he showed up to Sunday dinner early. He had this manila folder and this weird, smug expression. My parents were setting the table, and he slammed the folder down in front of my plate. He said, "Explain this." Inside were printed screenshots, my LLC filings, business registrations, tax returns that he had no legal right to access, bank statements, stock portfolios, everything. He'd hired a private investigator to prove I was either in massive debt or stealing money. Instead, the PI found out I'm worth more than everyone at that table combined. My dad went completely pale reading the numbers. My mom actually stood up from her chair, just staring at the papers. My sister grabbed the folder and started flipping through it, saying, "This can't be real." My brother was still trying to control the narrative. He said I must have done something illegal, that nobody makes this kind of money in tech without cutting corners, that I was probably about to get audited and go to prison. I just looked at him and said, "How much did you pay that investigator? Because I would have told you all this for free if you'd just asked." The room went dead silent. My dad finally spoke. He said, "Why didn't you tell us?" And I reminded him that 3 months ago at this exact table, he told me I was wasting my potential working retail. My mom said that was before she knew. I said, "Knew what? That I was worth something?" She couldn't answer that. That was 4 weeks ago. Now everything's different. My parents call me twice a day. They want updates on my business. They're asking for investment advice. My brother pitched me this dealership expansion idea that needs 200K in funding. My mom's planning this big family party to celebrate my success, and she wants me to give a speech. Yesterday, she called and said she always knew I was special, that she always believed in me, even when I was struggling. I reminded her that last year at Thanksgiving, she introduced me to her church friends as her son, who never quite figured things out. She got quiet for a long time. Then she said, "People change, sweetheart." I said, "You're right, Mom. People do change. That's why I'm not coming to Sunday dinners anymore." She started crying and said I was being cruel. That family forgives. I told her I forgave them years ago, but forgiveness doesn't mean I have to keep showing up to be disrespected. My brother called me an hour later, saying I'm tearing the family apart over my ego. I asked him if he got a refund on that private investigator, since clearly the guy didn't teach him anything about boundaries. I haven't been back in 3 weeks. My niece Emily texted me yesterday asking if I'm okay. I told her I'm better than I've been in years. She said, "Good, because Sunday dinners are boring without me anyway. That kid's going to be just fine."